Good morning, boys and girls. So, before we get started on today's lesson, which is going to be about volume, Miss Solly really quickly wanted to go over a mistake that she actually made on our lesson from Friday. So, we talked about this little shape that you see on the screen on Friday, and Miss Solly told you that it had 7 unit cubes. Well, we do see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cubes in the picture. However, Miss Solly also talked to you about those hidden cubes that you know have to be there, but you can't actually see. And this shape actually has 2 hidden cubes. It has 2 stacks of 1, 2 stacks of 2, and this shape right here has to be a stack of 3 because this block actually cannot just float on top by itself. It has to be stacked on top of 2 more shapes. So you can see 7 cubes and you have 2 cubes that are hidden. So the total number of unit cubes that make up this shape is actually 9, not 7. So that was Miss Solly's mistake last video. Even teachers make mistakes sometimes, guys. It's okay. The important part is that you check your work, you realize your mistake, and you fix it, okay? But if you have any more questions about unit cubes, let me know. But we're going to go ahead and jump right into our lesson today. We have 2 different ways that we're going to find volume. The first way, we're going to learn why the volume formula works, and the second way, we're going to practice. So when you are finding volume, you have to multiply the length times the width times the height. The reason that works, we're going to look at this very first shape right here to figure that out. Well, this square on top is a 4 by 4 square. The length is 4 and the width is 4. So we have a 4 by 4 square, okay? And so if I multiply 4 by 4, I know that the area of this square is 16. So it took 16 squares to make up this big square, right? 16 unit cubes to make up this square. But it's a 3D shape, so it's not just one square. I have 2 rows of that square. So now I have 16, but I have 2 of those. So I have to multiply 16 times 2, which I know is 32. And if I counted all the shapes, I would have 16 on this side, 16 on this side, and 16 plus 16 is 32. And the way we did that was 4 times 4 times 2. All we did was length times width times height. So when you have shapes that are broken up into unit cubes, it's easy to kind of count them. However, we're going to move on and have shapes that don't have unit cubes, but just have measurements. So it's really important to understand that you can find volume by doing length times width times height, okay? So with that being said, we just found out that our volume was 32. But we are not measuring in unit cubes anymore. We are measuring in centimeters, okay? We're measuring in centimeters. So it is cubic centimeters. And the reason we have the word cubic or centimeters cubed, if the CU comes first, you get to say cubic, but you can also write it with CM and have a little 3 up in the air, and that is centimeters cubed. What that means is that we multiplied centimeters 3 times. So you know when you're finding area, you do centimeter squared, and that's because you multiply centimeters twice. So when you do volume, it's centimeters cubed because you're multiplying them 3 times. So remembering that you have to put that little 3 on the centimeters actually helps you remember that you have to do length times width times height because you have to multiply 3 numbers, okay? So just remember to put that little 3 there, but if there's already a CU, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so let's find the volume of this shape. Remember, length times width times height. So you have 4, 2, and 5. It doesn't matter the order that you multiply the numbers in, you'll get the same answer. So we'll start with 5 times 2, which is 10. And now we have to multiply 10 by 4. What is 10 times 4? 40, right. So we have 40 cubic, what are we measuring in? Inches. Great job. And you can always check your work. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 blocks on this side. And there are 2 layers of blocks. So 20 plus 20 is 40. On your wiser assignment, you will find the volume of this shape on your own. Let's try it when there are no unit cubes in our picture for us, okay? So we have a 9 by 6 by 3 rectangular prism. So let's find the volume. I know that 6 times 3 is 18. And then I have to multiply by 9. I'm not sure what 18 times 9 is in my head, so I'm going to write it out on the screen and try to figure it out. Okay, so let's write 18 times 9. I know that 9 times 8 is 72, so I drop a 2 and carry my 7. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 7 is 16. So 162 what? Centimeters cubed. Great job. You've got to make sure that you put that measurement at the end of your answer. All righty, we've got 2 more to try together. We have a 2 by 8 by 12 shape. So I'm going to start with 12 times 2, which I know is 24. But I have to multiply 24 times 8. Remember, you can do it how we did 18 times 9, or you can break it up and you can do 20 times 8 and 4 times 8 and add those together. That's going to be easier for me because I already know that 20 times 8 is 160. And then I have to do 4 times 8, which we know is 32. Great job, guys. So I can add these numbers together, and when I do that, I get 192. And if you wanted to see how it would be done when you multiplied, you could have 24 times 8, and you should get the same answer. 8 times 4 is 32, so you drop your 2, carry your 3. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 3 is 19. Either way you want to think about it, you're going to get the same answer. So we would have 192 what? Inches cubed. Great job. This next problem is not like we have seen before. They actually already give us our answer, and they want us to fill in this side length. So think about how we're going to figure that out. We know 2 side lengths and we have the volume. We need to find the third side length. So we know that 6 times 6 is 36. So we need to figure out 36 times what equals 216. So you can start guessing or you can divide. If you divide, you're going to wind up having to multiply until you get to 216. So let's start multiplying 36 by different numbers until we get to 216. I know that my number has to end in a 6, so I'm going to think 6 times what would give me a number ending in 6. So that'll give me a good place to start. I know 6 times 2 ends in a 2. 6 times 3 ends in an 8. 6 times 4 ends in a, absolutely. 6 times 5 ends in a, yep, so still not what we need. And 6 times 6 ends in a 6. So I'm actually going to start with 36 times 6. Because I know that my number needs to end in a 6, and 6 times 6 is going to give me that ending in 6 because 6 times 6 is 36. So I'm going to drop my 6, carry my 3. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 3 is 21. So we actually found out that our other side length is 6 centimeters. And remember, that's not cubed because it's not the volume, it's just the side length. But you can also be given the volume and have to determine a side length. You just have to figure out what that missing number is that you would multiply to get your volume. And these are the other two problems that you will have on your Wiser assignment. One you have to find the side length for, and one you are finding the volume for. If you have any questions, please let me know. I hope you have a great rest of your day.